Long before the Battle of Endor, Emperor Palpatine stopped trusting Darth Vader as the future of the Sith. Vader had power, fear, and loyalty. But he also had pain, weakness, and memories that refused to die. Palpatine wanted something better. He wanted Anakin Skywalker without the burns, the broken body, or the buried guilt. Deep on Exegol, in hidden chambers lit by cold blue machines, Sith cultists began the impossible. They mixed ancient dark-side rites with stolen Kaminoan cloning science. From sealed Republic records, Palpatine recovered Skywalker genetic samples and ordered a new body grown in secret. Not a copy weakened by damage, not a servant chained inside armor. A perfect vessel built to hold the full strength Anakin once carried. Day after day, the body formed in black fluid, muscles hardened, nerves sharpened. Every part of him answered the Force like a storm waiting to break. Palpatine watched from the shadows and smiled. He believed he was not just cloning a man. He was rebuilding destiny and bending it to his will. Yet the Force was never simple. As the clone slept, strange flashes moved through his mind. Sand beneath bare feet. A woman crying in the dark. A blue blade crossing a red sky. Palpatine felt those echoes and answered them with lightning. He burned the visions down and filled the chamber with his voice. "You are not Anakin. You are mine." At last, the tank opened. Fluid poured onto the stone floor. The young warrior stepped out, breathing calmly, staring at the Emperor with bright, dangerous eyes. No fear, no confusion, only power. Outside, thunder rolled over Exegol, and the fleet above waited in silence. Inside, Palpatine raised a hand and welcomed his secret masterpiece to life. In that same moment, far across the stars, Darth Vader paused aboard his flagship. Through the dark side, he felt a presence he had not felt since Mustafar. Somewhere beneath the Emperor's triumph, the galaxy shifted, because the Chosen One had returned in flesh, and this time he belonged to darkness. Far from Exegol, Vader turned toward the stars in silence. Something impossible had awakened, and he could feel it. Palpatine did not raise the clone as a son, an heir, or even a living being with choices of his own. He raised him as a weapon. On Exegol, every lesson began with pain and ended with obedience. Sith priests recited history like scripture, while battle droids attacked without warning. The clone learned to strike before thought. He learned to sense fear in a room before a heartbeat changed. He studied Jedi forms, Imperial strategy, and the darkest teachings of the Sith. Palpatine never called him Anakin. That name belonged to a dead Republic hero. Instead, the Emperor named him Lord Skywalker and shaped the title into a chain. He taught him one truth again and again. Love becomes weakness. Mercy becomes failure. Power alone brings order. The clone accepted each lesson because he knew nothing else. He had no mother, no friends, no laughter, no past. His only world was stone, thunder, and Palpatine's voice. Soon, the Emperor tested him beyond Exegol. Rebel safehouses vanished overnight. Pirate captains begged for mercy and received silence. On Kessel, he crushed an uprising before the prison sirens even finished sounding. On Mon Cala, he shattered shields and flooded streets with black water. Officers whispered about a new shadow serving the throne. None knew his face. Fewer survived seeing it. Yet victory did not bring peace. After every mission, the clone stared into space a little longer. He felt strange pauses inside himself. He did not understand why the sight of frightened children bothered him. He did not understand why certain stars felt familiar. Once, he asked Palpatine why the galaxy hated him before it truly knew him. The Emperor answered at once, "Because they fear greatness." The clone bowed and obeyed. But somewhere beneath the discipline and darkness, a quiet question remained alive. And far away, Darth Vader began hearing whispers of an impossible warrior moving through the stars. Each rumor cut deeper than Palpatine intended, because the shadow rising in secret was not stronger than Vader. It was younger, faster, cleaner, and close to the man Vader used to be. With every rumor, Vader felt the dark side shift around him. Somewhere out there, a new Skywalker was rising. Vader knew something had changed in the dark side long before he understood why. A sharp new presence moved through it like a blade through smoke. It felt familiar. Worse, it felt young. At first, he blamed old memories rising from the ruins of Anakin Skywalker. But the feeling returned whenever Palpatine disappeared into private councils and sealed transmissions. Fleets changed course without Vader being told. Admirals vanished after reporting to Exegol. Even the Emperor's tone had changed. Palpatine no longer tested Vader. He measured him. That insult burned hotter than lava in his ruined lungs. Vader confronted Palpatine in the throne room and demanded the truth. The Emperor only smiled. "All tools wear down," he said, "even the strongest." Vader understood the threat at once. He was not being corrected. He was being replaced. That night, he tore through forbidden archives beneath Coruscant and found erased orders linked to Project Skyfall. Genetic samples matched his own lost cells. Kaminoan files sat beside Sith notes on memory suppression and accelerated growth. For a moment, Vader simply stared. Palpatine had not restored the Chosen One. He had grown a better version and hidden it from him. Fear touched Vader first, then rage crushed it. He summoned spies, slicers, and killers, loyal only to him. One by one, they uncovered a secret transport line leading toward a dead shipyard near Jakku. Vader prepared his shuttle in silence. This was not a mission against rebels. This was survival. As the stars stretched into hyperspace, the hidden presence turned toward him and answered his anger with calm. At the edge of the system, Imperial destroyers waited for his command, but Vader trusted none of them now. If Palpatine had built another Skywalker, then every officer near Exegol might already serve the heir. He would go alone if needed. He would find the creature, measure its strength, and kill it before the Emperor could place it beside the throne. Yet one thought haunted him. If the clone carried the power Anakin once had, then Vader was about to face the man he should have been. Vader was no longer hunting a rumor. He was hunting his own lost future. Vader reached the hidden shipyard above Jakku under cover of wreckage and silence. Broken cruisers drifted like tombs around the station below. He brought destroyers to the edge of the system, but he led the assault alone. This hunt was personal now. Stormtroopers guarding the outer decks fell before they could warn anyone. Blast doors melted under his saber. Scientists ran through narrow halls while alarms flooded the station with red light. Vader cut through them without slowing. He wanted records, coordinates, proof. Instead, he found shattered tanks, burned data cores, and signs of a rushed departure. Then, the force shifted. A blue blade ignited in the dark. Vader turned and saw a face he had not worn in decades. The clone stood calm and tall in black armor trimmed with Imperial gold. His eyes were steady. His body was whole. His voice was Anakin stripped of warmth. "So this is what survived, Mustafar," he said. Vader answered with violence. Their blades crashed and the chamber exploded with light. Vader fought like a machine powered by pain and rage. The clone fought like a prophecy restored to full speed. Every strike reminded Vader what he had lost on Mustafar. Every exchange proved Palpatine had forged something stronger. Still, Vader used experience. He collapsed walkways, vented flame, and forced the duel into broken machinery where precision mattered less. For the first time, the clone looked annoyed. Then, Imperial bombers struck the station without Vader giving the order. Palpatine had been watching. Flames tore the chamber apart. The clone leaped clear and stood over Vader with his blade raised. But before he could kill him, Palpatine commanded him to return. The clone obeyed. yet his gaze lingered. Vader watched him disappear into smoke and knew the next meeting would decide which Skywalker survived. He had come to hunt a rival. He was leaving with something worse. Proof that Palpatine valued Anakin Skywalker more than Vader. For the first time since Mustafar, the Dark Lord felt fear beyond pain. Somewhere in the fire, his replacement had looked back at him with recognition once. The duel had ended, but the real war had only begun. Next time, only one Skywalker would leave alive. After Jakku, Palpatine sensed a flaw growing inside his perfect creation. The clone had obeyed his command to withdraw, but not before hesitating over Vader. That brief pause angered the Emperor more than defeat would have. He responded the only way he knew: pain, control, isolation. On Exegol, the clone was dragged back into the vaults and forced through harsher rituals. Sith chants filled the chamber. Lightning burned across his skin. Palpatine flooded his mind with war, betrayal, and lies about love. He told him Vader was weakness wearing stolen flesh. He told him compassion had destroyed the Jedi and almost destroyed the Sith. But the deeper Palpatine pressed, the stranger the results became. The clone began seeing places he had never visited. Twin suns over sand, a warm smile in dim light, a name whispered in grief: Padme. The clone did not know why that name hurt. On his next mission, the fracture widened. Sent to crush rebels on Lothal, he found frightened families hiding behind barricades. Children cried as stormtroopers advanced. The clone raised his saber, then stopped. For one impossible moment, mercy won. The families escaped. Stormtroopers stared in silence. When Palpatine learned what had happened, his fury shook the temple towers. He called Vader to Exegol at once. If pain could not break the clone, then Palpatine would use the one wound neither Skywalker could ignore. While Vader's shuttle cut through hyperspace, the clone sat alone in the dark and tried to understand the images inside his mind. They did not feel like dreams. They felt like losses. He could sense a woman he had never met, a child he had never held, and a life he had never lived. For the first time, he questioned Palpatine's voice. For the first time, he questioned his name. He had been built for conquest, yet some part of him wanted answers, not blood. Palpatine felt that change and prepared a lesson. He would bring master and creation together again. This time he would hide truth. He would use Vader like a blade and the clone like a mirror. The clone wanted answers, Palpatine wanted obedience, and Vader was about to become the weapon that forced the next collision. Palpatine chose Exegol for the next meeting because nowhere else belonged to him so completely. The arena rose inside a black citadel ringed with lightning and chanting priests. There, the Emperor finally ended the lies. Vader was brought in chains of hatred. The clone was brought in chains of design. Palpatine stood above them and offered each one the same false gift. Kill the other and live. To Vader he promised survival. To the clone he promised freedom. Both promises were poison, but both men answered with fury. Vader attacked first. He fought with rage, memory, and every brutal lesson pain had taught him. The clone met him with terrifying speed. His body moved like the Force itself wanted him to win. Red and blue light split the arena. Stone cracked beneath their feet. Sith priests were thrown aside by the shock of each collision. Vader used cunning. He drew the clone into broken ground, collapsing steps and forcing angles that favored experience. The clone answered with power, tearing pillars apart and driving Vader back through smoke. Then Palpatine punished them both with lightning whenever either hesitated. The pain changed everything. The clone finally shouted the question buried inside him. "What am I to you?" Palpatine answered with more lightning. That was enough. For one blazing moment, Vader and the clone looked upward and saw the same truth. Palpatine had made them enemies, so neither could become whole. Together they leaped for the throne. The Emperor answered with a storm so fierce it drove them apart and hurled both to the floor. Then alarms echoed through the Citadel. Ships had entered the system. Luke Skywalker had come. Palpatine smiled when he felt the new arrival. Luke was not just a threat, he was leverage. The sun could break Vader. The sun could wake the clone. And if both Skywalkers turned toward hope, the Emperor would crush that hope in front of them. Below the throne, Vader forced himself upright. Across the shattered floor, the clone did the same. Neither attacked. Both listened as Luke stepped into the dark at once. The Emperor had lost control for a moment. Now Luke Skywalker was walking straight into the heart of that chaos. Luke arrived on Exegol expecting evil, but not a family nightmare made flesh. Rebel ships were ripped apart above the storm world. Yet Luke forced his way through the fire. He landed near the Citadel and ran toward the dark side presence calling his name. Inside the arena, he stopped cold. Vader knelt in smoke. Another warrior stood opposite him with Anakin Skywalker's face and none of his history. Above them all stood Palpatine, delighted. The Emperor welcomed Luke like a guest, invited to his own execution. He told the clone to kill the sun. He told Vader to prove blood meant nothing. Luke ignored him. He looked at Vader first, then at the clone. He saw pain in one and confusion in the other. That was enough. Luke lowered his weapon. "You are both prisoners," he said. "He made you this." The words struck harder than sabers. Vader said nothing, but the silence trembled. The clone stared at Luke as if hearing truth for the first time. Palpatine answered with lightning, trying to drown hope before it spread. Luke raised his saber and blocked the storm. Vader rose through pain. The clone stepped forward beside him. For one impossible moment, 3 Skywalkers stood in the same war: Father, Son, and Shadow. Palpatine felt control slipping and unleashed the full weight of Exegol against them. Lightning crashed, guards rushed in, and the Citadel shook. Luke called to the light inside both men. Vader moved first. The clone followed, and as the chamber erupted into chaos, Palpatine smiled once more, because hope always gave him more to destroy. Outside, the battle above Exegol widened as destroyers traded fire with desperate rebel ships. Inside, Luke realized saving the galaxy might now depend on saving 2 different versions of the same broken man. Vader was breathing like a furnace. The clone was staring at his own shaking hands. Neither was free. Not yet. Then Palpatine opened the floor beneath them, splitting Father, Son, and Shadow into separate depths, and forcing each one toward a different trial before the final choice could begin there. The 3 Skywalkers had finally stood together. Now Palpatine would tear them apart and test what was left. In the ruins below Exegol, each Skywalker faced a different truth before the final battle began. Luke held to compassion. Vader faced the pain of the life he had lost. The clone finally understood that he was not just a weapon built by Palpatine. He was a choice waiting to be made. When the 3 paths met again, Exegol was collapsing around them. Rebel ships burned above the storm world. Sith lightning split the sky. Palpatine stood on his throne platform like a dark god, feeding on fear, rage, and chaos. He believed he still controlled the ending. Luke reached the throne first and called to his father. Vader rose from the shadows, damaged armor sparking, every step driven by pure will. Then the clone emerged through smoke, blue blade in hand, eyes fixed on the Emperor. Palpatine smiled. He offered the clone one final command: kill them both and rule at my side. For a moment, the clone saw everything he could become. He could destroy Vader, silence Luke, and take the Empire for himself. He had the body Anakin lost, the power Vader feared, and the future Palpatine promised. But then, he looked at Luke. He saw hope without hate. He looked at Vader. He saw the broken cost of serving evil. In that instant, the last chains in his mind shattered. The clone turned and drove his blade toward Palpatine. The Emperor screamed and unleashed a storm of lightning that blasted the throne apart. Luke pushed forward. Vader grabbed the Emperor from behind. Together, Father, Son, and Shadow held the dark side in place. The clone had the final chance. He could save them all or claim the throne. He chose to strike Palpatine down. But as the Emperor fell into the abyss, the clone turned back toward the burning throne, and Luke saw something terrifying in his eyes. The war was over, but the fate of the galaxy now rested in the hands of a new Skywalker. Palpatine was gone. But Luke now faced one final question. Had the galaxy been saved, or had a stronger empire just been born?